where do I begin? This has been a huge life change. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about why I quit Instagram, where I am right now, and my son who's just introduced himself. For those of you who have been following me on Instagram for a very long time, you know that I have been gone for about a year now, and so I kind of wanted to give you an update about that as well. I've been posting on Instagram since 2013, and around 2016 I've taken Instagram as one of my main side hustles, and around 2022 I stopped completely posting on Instagram, and around 2022 was really when my Instagram was taking off, and it was kind of like the main thing that I was doing besides school. I've been posting throughout my pregnancy though, because I batch content. Batching content means like you make content ahead of time. You make your Instagram pictures ahead of time. So when I knew I was going to be showing soon, I started making content ahead of time, and I started taking my pictures ahead of time, editing, and I left them, and I kept posting throughout my pregnancy up until like a couple of weeks till I gave birth. I was still posting on Instagram, and I mean, some of you have noticed, some of you haven't, but a lot of you have been with me on my Instagram journey since about 2013. So I think it's really amazing to see how you've grown to know me so much, and I really appreciate that about you guys. Some of you, we've become like family basically, especially since I was so consistent on Instagram. But I wanted to just live it with my son, live in the moment, and not be so occupied about my posts or my comments or everything. Instagram is not just posting and leaving, it's about being present and having a community. And so I'm not gonna lie that I do miss it sometimes, but I think that the most important for me at this time is really being with my son. I do have another huge life update coming up, but I'm going to be vlogging it and sharing it with you guys as I go. Instagram thing, I really stopped doing Instagram because I felt that it was no longer serving me, and I needed to take time to be with my son. So a lot of people think that, you just give birth, you just live life, and you continue your life as it was before. I really felt that this was a life-changing experience for me, and so that's why I put a pause on Instagram for about a year now. And you could tell, maybe some of you could tell by my background, I am no longer in Indiana, USA. I'm currently in Niger, Africa. And so that's like the huge life update that I wanted to tell you. Originally, I've always been back and forth through the two main countries, but I would say that I lived most in the US and lived in Niger. But I have a non-for-profit organization called Local Action for Sustainable Development, which our website is mylocalaction.com if you wanted to check it out. Work that we're doing in the village of Signibose in the commune of Fare. And so after being there for a little while, and also transitioning from living in the US to Niger for a couple months and then going back and coming back, I've decided that I wanted to stay. And that is mainly because I've also had my baby, and I have family in Niger, and so it is really easy for me to have family assist me with taking care of my son. I know a lot of you know the saying of it takes a village to raise a child. I think it goes something like that, right? It really does. It's a hands-on experience. It's a lot of people work to have a baby, and so I wanted to experience that the most naturally possible, and so I've decided that that's what's best for my family, and so we've relocated to Niger, especially with a lot of things going on in the US that I don't want to get into in this video because it would rumble into a lot of things, but I thought it was best to relocate to Niger for now. So me and my son, our family, our little family is currently in Niger. When we came to Niger, everything was kind of normal, everything's good. And then a couple months later, there's been a military takeover. And so we've lived through the military takeover. I mean, we're still currently under military occupation. It's a coup, and the the former president or the ousted president, you know, is no longer president. The military is over, you know, taking control over the country, and so we're still here. There was a time where travel was banned because airspace was completely closed. No one could go in and out of the country officially, and so now travel restrictions have been lowered a little bit and you could travel in and out of the country. I do plan on being back to the US a little bit for a trip, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm going to be sharing more YouTube videos coming up about my experiences on Instagram, why I quit Instagram, why you should try to find an alternative side hustle if you're trying to use Instagram as a side hustle, my income on Instagram, and my journey from Instagram. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video and for being there. I've lost some people along the way with, you know, being absent for a year, and I've, you know, gained some new faces. So I see you all, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me through all of this, and I hope to keep you guys updated through YouTube.